Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having an amazing day so far, and I'm so happy you are here today joining me for another video. So for today's one, I'm going to be cleaning and organizing my fridge and my pantry. They were both looking like a hot mess, so I do hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and let's get started. So instead of taking everything out from the fridge, I decided to work in sections. Gabriel was napping when I started cleaning, so I never know how long he's going to nap for. It could be 45 minutes, an hour or more, and I just didn't want everything to be out and be overwhelmed by it. So I decided just to do sections at a time, and it actually worked out really good.
I met you in the morning, summertime. The skies were warm and golden.
Every time I clean the fridge, there's always a bunch of toppers I have to wash. So I went ahead and did that off camera just to get a head start because there was way too many dishes, and I wanted to use some of those toppers also to store my veggies and my fruit. So now I'm going to work myself to the drawers, and what I did was I kind of changed the organization I had before a little bit. I used to have all the veggies and fruits in the two drawers next to each other, but I'm actually going to have them on the shelves now. And then in the drawers, I'm going to use one for like breakfast meats or deli meats, and I'm going to use the other one if I have to store any meats there for dinner. And then this longer bottom one I'm going to use for snacks and cheeses, because I do love cheese so much. I have all kinds of cheeses, so that's what I'm going to do here.
The air was cool and golden in the end. I'll hold on to the sweatshirt that you left. I'm holding on to you, yeah. All of the nights in my room were lonely, and all that I wanted was you to hold me. I lay here and talk to the moon. She told me I should.
So I'm going to start storing the veggies, and I'm just going to put my chilies here, and those are from my tree. So I was so excited about that. I actually used them already. I made myself a salsa. So I like washing and just cutting down my veggies and my fruits also. I feel that when they're washed and prepped or cut down like this, the kids are more likely to eat them for snacks because they don't got to worry about cutting it or washing it. They just grab and go. And also it also helps, especially with these green leafy ones, my kale and everything, just to have it ready to go for when I want to make myself smoothies, It's easier just to grab and toss in the blender rather than, again, just thinking of I still have to prep, I still have to wash. Everything is ready to go, and it makes life so much easier because life is already busy on its own, just being a mom or just being, you know, just doing anything. So it makes life so much easier doing this.
I'm confident your love will be my sight. Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight.
So we're almost done here in the fridge. So now I'm going to work on these shelves on the doors, and I just took them off and washed them in my sink. It's easier just to do that than to try to wipe them down, because this is where I have like the majority of the sauces and condiments. So there's always sticky stuff on them.
Keep me moving if I'm patient. I just wanna get right to the racing. You love me so I could be complacent. Not afraid of the battles I've been facing. Nothing that you do is ever wasted. And you got the fire like I'm blazing. Cause I was trying to copy when I pissed in. Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight. Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight. Big mountain, what do I say? Them can never love you my way.
So I had taken a break from the fridge to go pick up my girls, and I did stop by the grocery store and just bought a few little things that I needed, especially when it comes to fruit. Strawberries and blueberries are my kids' go-to. Gabriel loves blueberries and the girls love strawberries. They go by so quickly here in my home, so I'm just going to wash them and put them in some containers, ready to store and ready to eat.
Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight. Just when looking at you, open up my eyes, and I'll stay with you forever all the time. And I'm stepping out to leave it all behind. I'm confident your love will be my sight. But sana sana nakupenda, roho yangu umeguza. Mungu nisho kama huyu ni mke wangu. Sana sana nakupenda, roho yangu umeguza, roho yangu umeguza. Yeah, yeah.
I love these containers I got from Target. They are airtight, and the set came with different sizes. There's very small ones, medium, large ones. So I love using them to store the fruits and the veggies, and also the leftovers. So this is how the fridge turned out. On the top, I just have some yogurts, my protein drinks, and the leftovers. In the middle, I just have some eggs, fruits, and tortillas. Then in the last shelf, I have all my veggies. And here I have, how I mentioned earlier, my breakfast meats and deli meats. And in that one, I have just the dinner meat. And then here is all the cheeses and just a few yogurts that Stella loves drinking. I have them down here, that way it's easier for her to reach. And then moving on to the doors, right here I have all the condiments, srirachas, ketchups, parmesan, barbecue, all things like that. And then here in the bottom, I have like the sweeter things, which are the syrups and the jellies. And I think I have frosting back there. And on this other side, on the top, I have the bigger jars that didn't fit in the condiment section. And then here, my coffees, creamers, whipped cream, and just a few other things. And then right here, I have the milk products, the milk, almond milk, and my heavy cream. So now I'm moving on to the pantry, and this is how this is looking. A little organized. There's a few things out of place, but we're going to go ahead and tackle this. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm starting off by sections because I wanted to just go ahead and get started before dinner time. So right here on the top, I have mostly cereals and pastas. So I don't like having the cereals in the boxes. I take them out and then just clip the bags and put them here in this bin. I have a pantry organization video that I had shared before that goes more in depth about how I organize my pantry. So I will have that link down below in the description box if you want to go check that out. Here in these jars, I have some dry goods such as beans, rice, lentils, but I also have just some flours, sugar, and then I'm using these smaller ones to store walnuts, almonds, and shredded coconut, which is what I like using for oatmeal or yogurt toppings. So I thought I'd put them in jars instead of having them in the bags. That way it could look nicer. So I don't have a walk-in pantry. This is what I have. So the shelves go in very deep. So what I do is I put the items that I don't use on an everyday basis towards the back, and then in the front I like having what I do use more often, which are, like I said, my toppings for oatmeal, and then just like my chia seeds and oats. I use oats all the time. So then the rest is just towards the back. And so now this is the next day and I'm picking up right where I left off. This shelf is very minimal. I just have a few canned goods and just a few extra miscellaneous things that I really don't know where to put. So that's where those things go right here. So now thinking about it, I should add another bin there with miscellaneous items. But now I'm moving here to the bottom section, and in here is where we have just some chips, popcorn, things like that.
Love, 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 love. Open up my heart and you'll find love. It will never grow old, even when we grow up. It's up to us to stop and smell each rose. They're the colors that we show. It's the feeling that we try.
So you will see me taking off some old labels, and I'm just taking them off because I did change up just the organizing a little bit, but in all reality we really don't need labels because we're able to see what's in the bins, so it really doesn't matter.
Open up my heart and you'll find love, love, love. Find love. When you're searching hard and it seems to lead to nowhere, no matter where you are, know I'll always be there. You don't ever have to look too far. You don't have to cover up your scars. You're perfect, darling, just the way you are. So before you think to hurt yourself.
So we are almost finished here. We're here on our bottom section, and this is the one I was dreading a little bit because it's all my baking goods, but it turned out not to be so bad. I used the bin just to store all my different flours, have my whole wheat flour, almond flour, coconut flour, all that. And then I'm using this bin right here just to store like the extra miscellaneous baking powders, like baking powder, baking soda, cocoa powder, I think the powdered sugar too, just things like that. And then I actually use another bin, which is right here, to store the cake mixes, candy melts. I have some pretzel rods there too. And then we move on to the next one, which are all the sprinkles and like cake decorating gels and sprays, stuff like that. So I actually think it turned out really good. The last place is the snack area, but I didn't really need to do this because the girls did a good job the day before. But now this is how it turned out. I'm really happy with how it came out. I know what I have and what I don't have, and it looks way better than how it was. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some motivation to just tackle your pantry or your fridge or whatever you may need. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I would love to have you here in my little YouTube family. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. Bye.